Oh, I've got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle as I roll right merrily along, and I sing, oh, ain't... Huh. Hello, Internet. What are you doing here? You're not due a video for the next couple of days. Did something happen? Did a feminist do a stupid? Oh? There was some sort of political event, was there? Well, I'm sorry, I don't know anything about that, so I can't possibly make a video on it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some very important things to do. Over there. Which I must walk slowly towards, while ignoring you. Good day. Do you not hear something? That sound on the horizon, getting slowly closer and louder. Sounds awfully a lot to me like glorious isolation! Yes, indeed, YouTube, it is finally here. Article 50 has been triggered. Brexit Day is go. We're on our way out of the totalitarian superstate, the fascist wet dream known as the European Union. Glorious indeed. I'm so excited I can hardly contain myself. But unfortunately, I have to contain myself, because since YouTube has started fucking us over, well, we YouTube creators have had to turn to other sources of income other than ads. So from now on, my videos are going to involve sponsored content, like this. This video is brought to you by the Brotherhood of Steel, doing what's best for the Commonwealth. And if you don't think it's what's best for the Commonwealth, need I remind you we have lasers, power armor, vertibirds, and a fuck-off huge death robot called Liberty Prime. Ad Victorium, and do as you're fucking told. There we are. That wasn't so bad, was it? Now on with the show. Now, being a 23rd century man with access to Brotherhood archives, I already know how Brexit played out, and I'm sure you all want to know. So here it is. I admit I may get a few details wrong here and there because, well, our records aren't complete, what with that nuclear war and everything, but I'm pretty sure we got most of the details right. We begin, of course, at the end of March 2017, when Article 50 is called. By April 2017, the Thames barriers are straining under a flood of salty tears from the Ramonas, and all the freshwater fish have died. April also saw Marine Le Pen win in the first round of French voting, becoming the first president of France who wasn't in an extramarital affair with one of the cleaning staff. June 2017, Nigel Farage finally awakes from the coma he's been in since drinking Kent Dry of real ale. In his absence, the remains of the Brexit party devolve into civil war as to whether or not it's acceptable to use non-British ale to toast Brexit. The correct answer is no. July 2017, Marine Le Pen instigates a Muslim ban. An actual Muslim ban. Yeah, I mean it. She actually banned all the Muslims from France. Deported the whole fucking lot of them. The Muslims were all sent to the nearest Islamic country, which was, of course, Sweden. August 2017. Talks break down as Greece declares its intention to leave the European Union. France supports this decision, and with the Muslim ban complete, declares their own intention to leave the European Union. The British media, of course, blames all this on Jeremy Corbyn. October, and unhappy with the progress being made so far, the Scottish National Party demands an immediate referendum. But Theresa May isn't having any of it. The British media is naturally highly critical of Jeremy Corbyn for not allowing this referendum to take place. December. Jeremy Corbyn passes away. The media now has nobody to blame for all the problems in the world. The parliamentary system implodes in on itself, and Scotland finally gets its referendum. Scotland votes 58-42 to remain as part of the United Kingdom. Nicola Sturgeon, clad only in woad, gives this speech to the Scottish people. She concludes by saying that, while disappointed, the Scottish National Party will of course accept the will of the people in this once-in-a-generation vote. January 2018 sees Parliament in disarray. Her Majesty the Queen calls an emergency election to resolve the crisis, and, to the shock of all, Nigel Farage becomes Prime Minister. Nicola Sturgeon responds by demanding yet another Scottish independence referendum. February sees two shocks on the continent. First, a civil war in France, and second, the establishment of the Islamic State of Sweden. April 2018, Nigel Farage takes Britain to war with the Islamic State of Sweden in an attempt to end the ceaseless, indeed daily tide of Islamic terrorist attacks, which of course have nothing to do with Islam. Britain is joined by France, Greece, and many Eastern European nations, all of which have likewise triggered Article 50. 2018 also saw Angela Merkel finally reveal herself as a descendant of Adolf Hitler, and she declares her ambition to establish a German Fourth Reich. She declares war on France. She begins her war against Le Pen by invading Poland. By August and September, the Islamic State of Sweden is on its knees. Millions of people are fleeing the country. Germany graciously offers to take in all the refugees. Then Britain graciously offers to take in all the white refugees that got turned away at the border. October 2018, Nicola Sturgeon, realizing nobody's listening to her anymore, decides that she's going to hold the third referendum whether she has permission or not. This time, 78% of the Scots say, "Christ woman, will you just fuck off already? Can you not get it through your thick head that we don't want to do this no more?" Nicola Sturgeon graciously responds by saying that she accepts the will of the Scottish people, and the Scottish National Party will of course abide by the result of this once-in-a-generation referendum. 2018 saw some very strange things occur. In January, a solar eclipse darkened Europe for 7 days and 7 nights. In February, plagues of locusts swarmed over Turkey, and rains of frogs fell on Oslo. Rains of frogs also fell on Munich, although in this case they were actually French paratroopers. March 2017 sees the beginning of 2 secret projects. In Britain, Operation Glorious Isolation begins, while in America, Donald Trump gives the go-ahead for a new project called Operation Thunder, a super soldier project, the details of which remain a mystery to this day. April 2018, the Islamic State of Sweden is finally cleansed of its infection. Sweden is liberated, true Swedes are able to return to their homeland, and social justice is outlawed in the nation. By September 2018, feminism has been declared a terrorist movement, along with the very concept of social justice. This is true across all the Western world, except of course for Canada. Germany loses its war with France. Le Pen becomes Empress of the European Union. This causes virtually every member state to invoke Article 50. The only nation that doesn't is Italy, in the hopes that it may actually be on the winning side of a war for once. Nobody has the heart to tell them that the war is already over. By December 18, the final negotiations can begin at last. Social justice suicide bombers attack the gathering place in Brussels, demanding that Brexit negotiations cannot continue unless every representative is a black trans woman. January 2019, Nigel Farage invokes the No Bloody Foreigners Act. This causes several multinational companies, such as Starbucks, to close down and leave the country. Without Starbucks, the middle class die of thirst within 3 weeks. February 2019, while holding a rally to gain support for yet another independence referendum, Nicola Sturgeon is hit in the head with a brick and dies on her way to hospital. In honour of her passing, a referendum is held, and the referendum votes unanimously to shove her into a plastic bag and leave her behind the bins at Tesco's. March 2019, the long-awaited day arrives. Britain is finally free of the European Union, and Operation Glorious Isolation is a go. The giant engines attached to Dover are switched on, and Britain sails away from Europe, out into the Atlantic, never to be seen again. Nobody knows quite what happened to Britain after that, but some say she's still out there, roaming the seas, and even today, in coastal settlements all across the world, where the night is dark and the wind is still, you can hear the distant jingle of Rule Britannia, and the next morning, all the tea and crumpets will have vanished. So Godspeed, my sweet Britain. Take heart, and know that you shall endure the coming storm. Know that you have a great future ahead of you. And if at all possible, next time you're passing by Boston, would you mind dropping off a couple of crates of Earl Grey? I'm running a bit short. So that's all I've got time for today, and I will leave you with these wonderful words. Keep calm, and tell the Eurocrats where to stick it. TheStabbyBrit, signing out.